Hey, what the frick? Thank you for joining me for another episode of TUBARS. Sometimes, the joint just start recording and I don't know what the frick is going on. But, how could I not go a week and don't come at and let the people know what's going on with me? You know what I'm saying? Of course, man. Childish Gambino. What? Donald Glover. This boy decided to just freak everybody's head up. I mean, something completely different. He went funk on y'all this time. So, Awaken, my love, I'm definitely going to break that down. And two of the dopest people in the game, in hip-hop, collaborated. Of course, one's been around for 20 plus years. I'm talking about Pete Rock and my man Smoke DZA, who's been making waves just in hip-hop, clouds all over the world, you know what I'm saying? Smoke DZA, they teamed up, all right, and they brought out this nice body of work called Don't Smoke Rock. I'm telling you, man, you definitely don't want to miss what I got to say about that. But I gotta talk. First off, I'm going to tell y'all about what I was able to grab. It's not a lot, and I'm happy it's not a lot because I got to talk about this J. Cole track that everybody been talking about. I'm going to just give my thoughts on it, a little bit. I didn't hop right on it the first day it came out. I wanted to give it a couple of listens. But before I get into that, I'm going to get into my pickup segment, all right? This week in R&B, and maybe it's just me, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. This guy he gets on my nerves after a while. I'm going to just keep it all the way G. Not that he's not talented, not that he doesn't have a nice voice, but a lot of his albums and a lot of his songs, they kind of sound the same. You know what I mean? Even though at the beginning of this, he tried to fool us with making us think that, he's going down a different lane. And I'm talking about John Legend. He has Darkness and Light, which he released this past week, and I grabbed it. And I can tell you, once I kind of got into a few tracks, maybe like 4 or 5 tracks, I'm going to have to go back and listen to this, y'all, because I just could not make it through this jump. It's the same John Legend, that he's just been making for years. And it's that thing where do you want people to change or do you want people to stay the same? You don't want people to completely sell out, or you don't want people to leave their styles, but it is a certain evolution that comes along with music. And to me, John Legend just misses the mark on that sometimes, because he's been making the same album for years, in my opinion. All right, but there was a few dope hip-hop albums that came out sneakily, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't expecting this at all, but it's the end of the year, and these joints just be coming out. And I'm talking about Half a Camp Low, my man Geechee Suede. I mean, come on, y'all. Was y'all really expecting Geechee Suede to come out? He's a very slept-on MC. Camp Low is slept on, period. Just for the simple fact that a lot of people find them hard to understand, but they always work with Ski Beats, which is one of the best producers in the game. His track record with Jay-Z, but he has 0.9 Nightlife FM, and if you miss out on this album, then you're doing yourself a disservice. Once again, don't think you're going to listen to this and you're going to get these things. You have to break down this slang. The beats are crazy, and shout out to Geechee Suede for just keeping it authentically hip-hop. Then we got another boy I found out, my man Joey Bad, and I'm talking about Diamond Lewis. And Diamond Lewis got this really, really dope mixtape. You can get this joint on SoundCloud called Gems. You don't want to miss out on this. It's a bunch of gems on this joint too, I'm telling you. Really, really dope. Grab that. Then we got the Hamilton mixtape, which is, it's inspired by, like a play or whatever the case may be, hip-hop theater and all of that. A lot of features on here. The Roots, Jill Scott, Busta Rhymes, Kelly Clarkson, Ashanti. So, you definitely don't want to miss out on this. I'm sure with all of these tracks you can find something in there that is definitely going to be to your liking. I got a lot of enjoyment out of it, so you don't want to miss out on the Hamilton mixtape. And I got to come back and tell y'all about what I thought on J. Cole's latest single before his album drops this next week. Hopefully his video is out prior to that. But excuse me, False Prophets. And I'll be back to tell y'all what I thought about that.
Yeah, Pesh, the real catch rap. Believe that. Inshallah, have mercy on me. The nicest. Yeah. I pray that God forgive me for my sins, all the crimes that I'm committing while I'm getting to these ends. All my peoples I done hurt, I'm talking family, ain't no friends. I can see the wolves plotting through these dark tinted lenses. All a nigga ever wanted was a rollie in the Benz, and the Keishas and the Kims, and features with Eminem. Nigga finally got back and Big showed me what could happen. Rickers told me this would happen, he said you would make him rapping. So don't be silly when it come to Philly, I'm the captain. Sometimes I can be loud, but see I'm louder with my actions. So what I gotta spell it for you, what you need to capture. Catch, rack, patch, no pics, full metal jack. We dope, crack pills, got the whole recipe. I'm rolling through the ghetto, see the undies on the left of me. At least that's who I think it is, I don't want them arresting me. If 1% of me think it's them, then the rest of me. I ain't gotta tell you rappers nothing, I'ma show you. I can pour you all this card and I don't even know you. And never you mother, y'all got me in my duffel. The ball is in your court, now we can pop or we can scuffle. My shooters got Lugas, Uzis, and Rugers with the muffle. Got beef in the streets, I gotta maneuver when I hustle. Nigga boo-boo said I got prices on my head. Tell them get that refund, I'm living life, man, I ain't dead. Go ahead and get that check, little killer, and run down. Before you get it and spend it, you will be down. And they won't empty out, that would do you with one round. Smiling, respect, and the fear in the air when I come round. I pray that God forgive me for my sins, all the crimes that I'm committing while I'm getting to these ends. All my peoples I done hurt, I'm talking family, ain't no friends. I can see the wolves plotting through these dark tinted lenses. All a nigga ever wanted was a rollie in the Benz, and the Keishas and the Kims, and features with Eminem. Nigga finally got back and Big showed me what could happen. Rickers told me this would happen, he said you would make him rapping. So don't be silly when it come to Philly, I'm the captain. Fred Pesh, the real catch wreck. Them others just imposters that never will catch wreck.
Hey, and I'm back once again. Alright, listen, so this past week, what? Come on now. J. Cole, you know what I'm saying? False Prophets. A call out to exactly who they are. False Prophets. Now, everybody was saying that, you know, this is a Kanye diss. You know what I'm saying? The first verse it sounds like it could be directed to Kanye. So, you know, I kind of went in and I listened. I gave it a couple one-overs. I watched the video a few times. This joint was everywhere. And I could tell you, it does sound like, you know, he's calling out, you know, Kanye. You know what I'm saying? These geniuses that we hold up high and we think that they're this and that, and then they turn out to be false prophets. You know, how many times has that happened? You know what I'm saying? And you know, going crazy and thinking highly of themselves and not making the same music that they made when they first came out. You know, it disappoints us all. So along with Kanye, because he has done that for me also, you know what I'm saying? Because these joints right here was just classic, you know, along with Graduation and all of that. And don't get me wrong, he has made some good music. I did enjoy The Life of Pablo. I'll be lying if I said I didn't. But on a overall scale, yes, Kanye, you know, could be considered a false prophet to some. You know what I'm saying? So then I love the second verse of this track because, you know, first off in the chorus, Cole asks, why wasn't he warned about the false prophets, you know, going into the game? And you know, speaking of Jay-Z signing him, you know what I mean, with the track record and the history that Jay-Z has, you know, I'm sure Jay-Z could have broke some of this stuff down to him, you know what I mean? But I love on the second verse where he says, you know, he has this homie you know, he wants to win so bad in the hip hop game. You know, talking about how people don't mess with him, and you know how dudes just be blind to see what's in front of their face, to see the fans that they have and the support that they have. You know what I mean? They always complaining about this and that. You know what I'm saying? And we all can relate to that personally. You know what I mean? You know, that's just what my man say. It's depressing. You know what I mean? And I love it because it is depressing when you out here supporting these people. You know, and you see them striving and working hard, and then you know they act like everybody's against them or whatever the case may be. So I really love that. And the last verse, which to me is kind of like a self-reflection, you know what I mean? This song is just so dope, you know what I mean? And it definitely should go down as a warning to the false prophets out here. Shout out to J. Cole. We're definitely looking forward to your new album, bro. Keep them coming. And guess what? I'm going to leave that there.
Right.
I just be talking to y'all.
Right. I was raised by my homie, was schooled by my pop. The block is what made me, and the jails made me rot. The streets gave me fame, the hood made the name. My wife was my closure, but my kids was the pain. Made me turn to these streets, grinding hard in the rain. 90 days in the hole of turning nigga insane. It made me turn to these streets, grinding hard in the rain. 90 days in the hole of turning nigga insane. Check it, I don't think y'all understand where I'm coming from. 5 niggas on the block with 1 gun, trying to chase a dream, get it by any means. Even serve family members that go and get this cream. Now how real is that? If a nigga kill your man, do you kill him back? Look, it's rules to the street life. Nights I ain't eat right. Even made packs with you niggas that y'all gon' be tight. Happen is more than just rapping. It's more than getting money when it all equal fractions. Happen is more than just rapping. It's more than getting money when it all equal fractions. Supply loyalty, honor your brother. Only thorough niggas, I don't hang with no suckers. Check it, you can't feel me, we are not in the same. Only real niggas out here gon' feel my pain.
Now you're hearing if you don't feel me, yo. Now you're for your stereo. This is straight hood material. And them niggas ain't real, dog, they faking, yo. We ain't nothing alike. Nah, we ain't nothing alike. We ain't nothing alike. Nah, we ain't nothing alike.
When I say I live that life, we nothing alike. Real overpower the fake, we not that type. Not that cloth, not that brand. Court cases did the time looking like I don't know that man. Understand what I'm talking about. Shit'll get dark to have a few real niggas walk in your house, park in your crib, home invasions, auction your kids. Right back for a tall fee for shit that you did.
Hey, and I'm back, and welcome to the 3rd segment of TUBARS. Alright, listen, Harlem representative Smoke DZA, man. Come on, man. He's been buzzing for years, man. You know what I mean? He never really gets the respect that he deserves. He's very witty, very crafty with his bars. I've been, you know, vibing out to this boy for years. What my man had. He had Risen, he had DZA, Dream, Zone, Achieve. He had Rugby Thompson, those WWE little EPs that he had with 183rd. So this boy is just, you know, if you go to the smoke capital of the world, I'm sure you're going to see my man DZA's face on there. He got so many collabos, Wiz Khalifa, Kendrick Lamar, you know, and this guy has teamed up with one of the best producers in the game. And who other than Pete Rock to just bring this album, Don't Smoke Rock, together and just make it a dope piece of work. So you know what? I'm a hot writer. After my man Pete Rock has just been bashing all of these corny MCs out here, and rightfully so, because it's a lot of trash, you know what I mean? You know, they don't respect the history, they don't respect true hip hop. So shout out to Pete Rock for that. This album, you know, begins with, of course, an intro or whatever, but you know, we got Limitless, featuring another Harlem representative with bars beyond bars, and I'm talking about Dave East, you know what I'm saying? A beautiful way to begin an album. We don't even have to talk about, excuse me, I probably spit, but that's okay because I'll be getting hyped. We don't even have to talk about the production on this entire album, all right? We don't even, I'm probably going to say production, but we really don't have to talk about the production because the production on this track, along with every other thing that follows, is just dope. All right, let's just put it plain and simple. This track embodies DZA's grind up until now. Also, Dave talks about his hustle, his grind, and how their talent and how what they're striving for is just limitless. Dope way to begin this album, y'all. Then we got, I'm sorry, you know what? There was some scratching at the end. This goes to all of those people who don't know about hip-hop history. Pete Rock got some dope scratching and mixing at the end, so you don't want to miss that. Then we have, Black Superhero featuring none other than, and I'm going to say this, yes, the great Rick Ross. As much heat as I got in the past about Rick Ross when I did these reviews, I don't care what nobody says. His respect is unprecedented in the game. You know what I mean? People respect him. He's worked with so many of the greats, and this just goes on my man's track record. You know, it's a beautiful brag rap track. Of course, production. Do we need to say this? Bang. You know what I'm saying? It just basically talk about what makes them super in this rap game. You know what I mean? So dope. Then we have Hold the Drums featuring, come on, man, somebody who has one of the best albums in this year, 2016. Be on the lookout for my top 10 that's coming up at the end of this month. Also, my man Royce the 5'9". Hold the Drums. Come on, man. How Pete Rock do this, and don't get me wrong, a couple people are doing these tracks without these drums, you know what I'm saying? And it does, you have to bring bars, and that's exactly what DZA and Royce the 5'9" do on this track. The flow, even without the drums, is just so dope. It's smooth, and of course the legendary Pete Rock at the end, scratch. You know what I'm saying? Then we got Moving Weight featuring the comical, the witty Cameron, another Harlem representative, and also Nimlo. Nimlo was on the collabo album with my man Smoke DZA. You know, that's his homie. You know what I'm saying? And once again, my man DZA, Cameron we know is just comical, but you know, DZA, he's talking to a lot of the fake rappers in the game that's been biting his style. I appreciated that. Then we got Wild 100s, and this is where the beat, Pete Rock again, this gets dark. You know what I mean? You hear that dark production. It shows the versatility in my man Pete Rock. Heavy percussion, more brag rap, and I'm gonna tell you once again, Smoke, this is not saving lives. This is he's brag rap, you know, a heavy brag rap, and I appreciate that. Sometimes you need that swag, you know. We got Last Name. I love the jazzy groove on this. You know, what he got a line where he say, drop jewels on him like a failed diamond heist. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, bars. You know what I mean? I appreciate that. It got so many quotables in this track. You know, this is a real standout track, and he's basically telling the listener why he's doing this. You know what I'm saying? For his last name. We got one of one. Once again, what can I say? Pete Rock coming in, you know, backing DZA up. Great to hear that. I appreciated that. More bars. We got Milestone featuring the guy with the voice, BJ the Chicago Kid. You might want to peep my review on his album too. And the great Jadakiss and Styles P. Come on, man. Really? Do we need to even walk down the street? Because it's just ridiculous. Styles P been smashing all kind of stuff lately, and Jadakiss' track record on 16s speaks for itself. We got Show Off featuring Wale. I'm telling you, this beat had my head nodding. They both definitely show off on this track. Bars. What else we got? Dust to Dust with featuring the great Big Crit. You know what I'm saying? He don't get no respect either. Nice groovy jazzy beat. You know, they both go through the daily things that they do from sun up to sundown. You know, Crit talks how good the music feels and how it's trying to, you know, how he from trying to just go from open to close, the day to night, to try to just push yourself into this rap game. Don Kennedy is on this track, and I think that he should have rapped first. That's all I'll say about that. I ain't scared. Dope sample. I ain't scared of you mother suckers. You know what I'm saying? That joint. The beat kind of sounds like some old RZA, without the drums. Got some nice horns in there. That beat is just nasty, man. Then Pete Rock just starts spitting bars. You know what I'm saying? Kind of took me back. I appreciated that. And we got Until Then featuring Mac Miller to bring up the rear. What can I say? On this track, two smokers got together on a dope beat. And they just slow flowed this track to end the album. I'm gonna rate this. I'm gonna get off of your nerves. This is a really, really good body of work. I can't say that it's fully perfect because it's not. But this is great. Please add it to your collection. I definitely had to call my first cousin on this one. Shout out to Smoke DZA. I'll be back after these messages.
I'm on live. Open warning studio. More realer, don't with your lane. On the road in a legendary lane. Replicas, man, y'all all sound the same. Waves, man, we going against the grain. More realer, don't your lane. On the road in a legendary lane. Replicas, man, y'all all sound the same. Waves, man, we going against the grain.
I'm the illest MC that ever touched the mic. I'm the type that dish you while your mom is sight. I set my bars higher than a 747 flight. I'm rock solid like concrete and graphite. You're a replica, better get a prototype. I'm the real deal, ain't no looking lights. I've been baller on the floor, same course as Mike. While you was playing on the block on your little tights. Little homie, I'ma give you a little lesson. I should punish you for your transgression. And count your blessings, cause they really getting low. You don't wanna be in the jam like a hippo in the Benzo. I'm just saying, no need for the hardball. I'm from the city where G-babies cop fatal falls. And the government is the cause stand tall. I've been rooted to go in my black thoughts.
Hey, once again, it's the Uncle. Welcome to the fourth segment of freaking TUBARS, the Uncle Bris album review show. For those who do not know, listen, Childish Gambino, Donald Glover, surprising everybody. I'm gonna warn you though, if you out here looking for freaking bars from Childish Gambino, which we really appreciated from him in the past when he came out with royalty because of the internet, and what he got, his new show Atlanta, you know what I mean, which is a very, very dope piece of work. My man, Childish Gambino has been around for a few years now, all right, and he's been working really, really hard. So when I was going into this album, Awaken My Love, I was really listening for bars. I was not expecting this. I was not expecting a complete funk album, all right. Now, funk has a long history in black music, you know what I mean? So I really appreciate it. It's something that my mother listened to when I was coming up. Your Earth, Wind, and Fires. What else we had? We had Sly and the Family Stone. You had your Bootsy Collins. You had what else did we had? We had Kool and the Gang even had like a little funk. You had Funkadelic. You got Mandrill, you know what I mean? So with all of this funk-inspired album, Awaken My Love, and it's rumored, I hate saying this kind of stuff, but evidently someone supposedly interviewed Childish Gambino, and he said his father was a heavy funk listener, and that, he would play these types of albums which influenced this album. So you know what? I'm going to hop right in. All right, to get off y'all nerves and let y'all know my thoughts. So, once again, if you were looking for hip-hop, you're not going to find it anywhere in this album. And a lot of people were saying that they don't like this because they were expecting something different. So, here's my musical opinion. All right, I'm gonna put the little quotes over that opinion. We get into Me and Your Mother. And it's a nice, soft melody. It begins with, you really have to listen to these lyrics, all right? The beat switches. It has a nice hard rock feel, and he's basically talking to a woman about love and how people are looking for them to fail, but it's true love, and he loves her. She needs to open up and let him in, and basically he's not going anywhere. So I could tell you, on the initial listen, I'm like, what the frick? What is my man doing? But when you actually listen to the lyrics of the song, it's a really, really good song lyrically with a nice funk groove. Then we get into Have Some Love, which is a very, very nice positive chorus about loving each other. Once again, that 70s, 80s, funk type of feel. And as I'm listening, and I'm trying to take these notes in regards to, trying to note this in my mind, like, well, when is these freaking bars going to come in? And there is none. All right. Rapping bars. But it's a call out, to the whole human race on how it's okay to show love. And he's basically, he just wants us to be positive and try to show love to one another. Then we get into a beautiful track, Boogie. Once again, you really got to listen to these lyrics. Once again, this is just another song. It talks to police brutality. It talks to even us killing each other. It's a nice flip. People are scared of us and how they think we the boogeyman. We might need help from the boogeyman. So you really got to listen to these bars in this. Then we get into a song that I really appreciate. Me and my man Kari got together. We start talking about this because this is a standout track. I'm talking about Zombies. All right, and Zombies is one of the best songs lyrically on this album to me. It talks about folks just basically coming at you, trying to take away what you've earned, trying to eat off of you. You know what I mean? People trying to use you. It has a nice electric guitar solo at the end that just kind of ended. But zombies, we all know what zombies are, and he just kind of flips it metaphorically. Shout out to my man Kari. I love having these conversations with him in regards to this good music. Then we get into Riot. Another nice track. I love the groove on this track. You basically, when I start listening to it, I can see like the lava lights and the back in the day it would be all kind of dim and smoke would be everywhere. You know what I mean? But don't miss out on the message on this track. It talks of us just trying to make a better lives for ourselves and how some try to stand in our way, but we still basically got to push through it. Then we have Redbone, and I love this. I'm gonna tell you, I love this track. Kind of sounds like what? I mean, he sounds like Prince. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just keep it all the way G. It's like Prince on a funk song. He's talking to a young lady. He wants her. She's making it hard for him, and then basically it becomes too late for her. You know what I mean? He warns her about these other creeps that's going to try to creep in, and I had to pause because I was debating if this was my favorite track, and when I started going through this, I was like, all right, this is my favorite track on this album. You know what I mean? And then we get into California, and California to me, it just didn't fit the funk aspect of the album. So unfortunately, you know where I'm going to go with this, y'all. I had to hit them arrows to the side. Skittles. And then we get into Terrified. Another slow tempo track of people just wanting to tear you down. How it kind of messes with your mind. And also he asks like, how will you react? And basically be careful. We be in some terrifying situations sometimes. Stop fronting because you be scared, and I really appreciated that about this track. It's a standout track on this album. And then we get into, once I thought Redbone was my favorite, it changed once I got to Baby Boy. All right, now this, I love the beginning as he talks, loves like the love of two parents. Now, he could be talking about his parents, or he could be talking about himself. He just recently had a child, and the message on this song, things not going well. how, you know, problems split up the family arrangement, and how, you know, his lady might try to keep the baby away from him. You know, I love the second verse. It talks to infidelity. You know, he talks about being upfront about cheating, and how he never hid his family from any women. You know, and how a father really doesn't want to lose their son. Just wanting to keep that father-son relationship sometimes, and sometimes the mother can step in the way of that. I really, really appreciate this song, y'all. I'm telling you, you definitely don't want to miss. If you can't listen to anything funk on this album, please just listen to Baby Boy. The message is so good, especially for fathers out here, and I'm gonna leave that at that. Then it's like an instrumental. Then he ends the album with Stand Tall, a beautiful song of confidence. You know, standing for what you believe in, chasing your goals, you know, some lessons learned from both of his parents. So, you know, what a lot of people don't like this album. I am one to differ that. I'm not saying that it's perfect. I was expecting, you know, some hip hop on here. But, you know, when you go back in the history of music, it is a lot of funk in hip hop. It's not perfect. You know what I mean? He got that instrumental in there. The California song did not, you know, go with the album, in my opinion. The first song kind of threw me off. So, you know, on Uncle Bris rating, very solid. It's creative and it's different. And it's I can say it's not, I won't say original, but it's different from a lot of the garbage that's being put out right now. So with that being said, I definitely had to call my first cousin on this one, y'all. I'm out of here. Thanks for your time. Thanks for watching TUBARS. Peace. Tell me what you don't like about this if you don't like anything. I'm out of here.